Today I'll be solving Encode and Decode Strings. It's on LeetCode as well, but since it's premium, I've switched to NeetCode. So we are designing an algorithm to encode a list of strings to a single string. So the encoded string is then sent over the network and then is decoded back to the original list of strings. So let's just run through an example to understand the problem statement better. So let's say this is the given list of strings and we need to convert that to a single string. How are we going to do it? So what makes each of the strings unique? I think it's the sizes, and then we can just follow it up with the characters and concatenate them. So what I mean by them is, first I'm going to scan the list of strings and note down all the sizes of the strings. Okay, so I'm going to do 3, and then it's of length 4, neat is of length 4, and doc is of length 3, right? And please note that I've used comma to separate the sizes between the lists. And then we're going to use some special separator to separate between the sizes and then the strings. So okay, I feel like using $sign today. So I'm going to use that, and then what I do is I'll store all the characters of the strings like this sequentially. So how am I going to decode this? First, so what I'm going to do first is I'll scan from the beginning of this, whatever I've represented as a list. I'm just going to convert that to string because we need to return a string. Oops. Okay. Sorry about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the front of the string, and then we know that we have stored the sizes, so we're just going to look for numbers. So and then we know that they are separated by commas, so we are just going to get 4, and then I can store them as integers, so 3, and we'll be doing that until we encounter this special character called dollars. So how am I confidently using a special character? Because when I read the constraints, it says strings of I of length is maximum 200, so we know that there can be double digits of the sizes or also triple digits. And here it says strings of I contains any possible characters up to 256 valid ASCII characters. So ASCII character would mean small letter, capital letters, and also numbers. So hence we'll use a special character. So we're going to store the sizes until we encounter a special character, and then using the information that we have here, we'll again start parsing the characters, and then we know how much size we need to cut the this one string into. So we'll cut this into a group of 4 and then a group of 3, and voila, we have our original list. So let's code this up. I have followed NeetCode's solution and I find it very efficient. So yeah, here we go. Excuse me. Okay, so I'll be typing a little slowly. we need a list called sizes. And then what we'll do is we are going to parse strings and then store the length of sizes of each string. Okay. And then we are going to store all the you know, characters into a single string. How do we do that? Let's call that output. So we'll just store them as string. I think we don't even need sizes. We can just combine them in output. Oh, we can't mutate a string, so I'm just going to store output as a list, and then I'm going to convert that to a string. Sorry for the confusion. And then we need a separator, right? Append this. Then we're going to add our special character, which was decided to be a $sign. And then okay, so now I've just added all the strings in output. So I'll take an empty string and then join output. So this is going to combine all the list elements together and squish them into a string. And now I need to decode this by myself, so I'll just do size here and I'll call that list. So actually we need to know the size of the string, so length of s. So I'm going to store that in n, and we'll initialize I to 0. So this is the index. I is strictly less than n. We know that we are going to encounter the special character, so that's what we decided. We'll first parse all the sizes, right? So then less than n, and sorry, it shouldn't be just less than n. We are going to go looking for sizes until we reach the special character ampersand. So I'm just going to do that. S of I is not equal to this $sign. Okay, so we're going to call that current we're going to call the current string. What do we do with that information? We'll say while I is not equal to, so what separates the sizes is the comma. While string of I is not equal to comma, we're going to keep adding current is equal to current plus s of I. And then we're going to increment I. If not, we'll forever be stuck in a forever loop. Okay, current, this looks good to me. And then what do we do next? We're going to convert current to integer. And then we'll store them in sizes. Int of current, okay. So just a reminder that my I index is currently pointing at a comma. That's why, like we're here. If I don't increment my I outside of the while loop, this while loop, I'll be stuck in a loop again. So I'm just going to increment it so that it points to the next number or the special character. And here we'll stop this outer while loop when we encounter or when our I is pointing to a dollar sign. So we're just going to skip over that. Sorry, we're just going to increment the index. Okay, so now we know all the sizes, right? So for n sizes, I don't think we need the length anymore. Just take that off to avoid any confusion. For n sizes, what we're going to do is we're going to chop the string off. Let's see. While I now I know why we need it. Okay. Okay. So while I is strictly less than n, that means we don't hit the end of the string length. We are going to store s of I to we'll do this for every size. While I is less than n, or we can just slice the given string and go from I to I plus s, I plus equals s, and this slice we're going to store that in output. Let's call an output list, and we'll say output dot append. Return output RE. Okay, now let's see if our solution is working. Oh, we have encountered a problem. Oh, here. Oh, we are not returning it. Rn return, and I'll be returning here. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay, int is not subscriptable. Ooh, looks like we have got an integer and we are trying to slice it. Let's print s. I know why this is happening. So string s is of the same, has input string or else encoded string, and I'm using s again. Okay, my bad. Size. I should have realized when I wrote this line of code, but never mind. Okay, nice. It was submitted. Oh, it says stop %, so I'm happy with that. And let's see other code. Wow, this is such an elegant piece of line. Okay. So join f length for SNS. Wow. So what they've done is they've stored the length and the string separated by a hash. Okay. So they've stored like length and string, length and string, length and string, interchangeable. This is cool. Good stuff. Okay. That's it for today. I learned something new and I hope you did too. Thank you.